By the way, Wes just said he cooked some coffee, just to be clear. All right, welcome to Gas Station Cappuccino. Today, we're doing something different. This is actually GSC Between Sets. And so that is a new show, a show within the show, where Dean and I are going to talk to different people from fitness and life and just kind of friends of ours and see where it goes. And that's the goal. Is we were talking about it the other day, and we just know so many people in weightlifting and CrossFit and fitness in general. And it's nice to be able to call people and talk to them. And I think that a lot of people can benefit from these different individuals. And so here we go. Today, episode 1 of GSC Between Sets is with Wesley Kitts.
I'm so happy to be the first guest on the new segment. That's
popping
pretty
the cherry.
That's special, you know.
Yeah, you only get one first.
And this is it. You're wasting it on me. So I'm
wasting it. So Wes Kitts, you are a 3-time Pan American champion. You're the American record holder in the snatch and clean and jerk, and the Pan American record in total.
Yeah.
So that then within that Pan American record in total, like implicit is that you also have the American record for total?
I guess it would have to be because
the United States is part of the Pan American.
Yeah, if you do it at Pan Ams, it just counts for everything. But you know what could happen? You could probably hit a number at American Open or Nationals that wouldn't count for Pan Ams. So actually, we could have an American record that's higher than a Pan Am record.
Is there one? Does somebody have the American record total that's higher than your Pan Am record?
No.
Nah, no fucking way.
Well, they did. They reset them, but then I had a really nice meet, so it didn't matter anyways. But remember, they changed the weight classes.
Yeah,
and just ended up naming totals and records.
They made you get fat.
Yeah, they did. They made me get 4 kilos heavier for competition.
You used to have abs, Wes.
I'm trying to get them back, man. You know, I put that 4 kilos on. I just kind of smacked it on like just a bolt on, and I'm trying to shape it up now. I've been working on it, but you know, it's a tough road.
9 pounds is a lot when you're only fucking 5'7".
I'm not 5'7".
How tall are you?
6 foot.
That's bullshit.
I'm not 6 foot. I'm a solid 5'11" though.
Well, you know what? I am 5'11" and 7/8.
Are you? Yeah.
So normally I say 6 feet, and then sometimes people give me shit. Like, you're not 6 foot. I'm like, all right, I'm 5'11" and 7/8. Is that what you want to hear? Like, that's so much more complicated.
Everyone wants to be 6 feet tall.
Everyone wants to be 6 feet.
It's an elite group, and you know it's hard to get in, especially when you're talking to a 6-footer.
Yeah, like us.
Yeah, like me and you. You know, girls can't really tell. So
no, yeah, there we go.
But it counts strength. You know, we've got like a lot of NFL dudes running around here.
Yeah,
and they're like 6.5. Which is probably
not a half an inch, but it's 6.5 feet.
Yes, 6'6" plus. Yeah. So I look like a little person over here.
You know what's funny is I never feel short, right? Like, I'm not super tall, but I don't really feel short in life until during combine season. I go to Cal Strength, and every motherfucker there is 6'8".
They're all monsters.
I mean, what is going? Well, also it doesn't help that Dave only gets fucking tight ends and D linemen. And
big guys.
Oh my God. By the way, Wes, so we're friends. We've known each other a while. We've spent quite a bit of time together. So I didn't have to do a ton of research, but I thought, you know what, hey. So it turns out, I don't know if you know this. Did you know that you are somebody that you can Google? You've got a Wikipedia page.
A Wikipedia?
Yeah. Did you know you have a Wikipedia page?
I had no idea I had a Wikipedia.
Hey, you Google Wesley Kitts, you got a Wikipedia page.
I knew I Googled well because there's not, I don't think there's maybe any other Wesley Kittses in the US.
Interesting.
I might be the only one with that name.
Huh.
Isn't that crazy?
I guess so.
Unless one was born. There could have been a Wesley Kitts that was born recently.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to check the recent records. What Kitts? What like country is that from? Like, what's your?
Well, I had to do a little. Was it
23andMe?
23andMe. I did a 23andMe. My wife got the discount for Black Friday or whatever, so we did them. And I found out that I'm gonna pull it up real quick so I don't mess it up. That I had some stuff. I was some different things.
Well, I meant like my last name is Lear. Like that's a German last name, right? Do you know where Kitts is from?
I think it's just
Tennessee.
British. It's Tennessee Brit.
That's a fucked up accent.
Yeah. So is that rateable?
Oh yeah, British, German, Swiss, and Irish.
All the plain white stuff.
That makes a lot of sense because we kind of look alike.
It does.
And that's pretty much where I'm at.
Yeah. So I tried to dig into it. I even asked my grandma. I was like, "Grandma, do you know any like of the Kittses that came to the U.S. like, or when they did it, or what happened?" And she was like thinking back, and she
said no.
She said no. Her great grandparents were all they're Americans. They were just already here, and they were like, I think they were Tennesseans.
There you go.
Maybe they're around. I don't know.
Raised out of the soil in Tennessee.
It's pretty ridiculous because it's like an important thing to know in California because it's like a melting pot. Everybody's from everywhere. It's like, Wes, where are you from? I'm like, America.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that knows, which is kind of a shame, but
So for when people Google Wesley Kitts, they won't find anybody but you. And you have a Wikipedia page. So that's now you know that. That feels good, probably, right?
I'll have to look it up, I guess. Yeah. I guess I'm curious.
It's not very long. It's a quick read.
That's fair.
But then also the pictures that come up are real nice. So they're from college primarily, and you got the long hair, and then you got the really short hair. And I noticed that at this point in your life, you kind of settled in the middle.
Yeah. So when you're in college, money's always a little bit of an issue. So I didn't pay for haircuts. So it was basically have my friend shave my head or don't get a haircut. Yeah. So it was always one or the other or on the way there. But now I've got there's this nice local barbershop, and they just give me haircuts for free because they're nice guys. And they're actually closed right now because the quarantine.
Yeah.
So you're like
going for it.
Dude, look how messy. It's just.
Oh, it looks good.
You think? It's kind of like I got a gross big beard, and like I usually have like a nice shaved head part.
Yeah. The hard part.
Yeah. Usually, I like to do cool haircuts, and so I'm kind of I'm roughing it right now. But
now you got like that Matthew McConaughey look going.
Yeah, just cool. He's got that kind of money where you don't really have to care about anything.
You got a Wikipedia page, Wes.
Yeah, but I bet his is way longer.
That's true. That's true. He's not 6 foot though.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I mean, so the barbershop's called Livermore Barbershop. If you ever are in Livermore.
Yeah, just head on in and tell him the Wes Kitts. Tell him to put on Wes's tab.
Dude, we take the combine guys down there every year now. It's like a tradition.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, they shut the shop down for a few hours, and they take care of the guys. So pretty cool dudes.
What time did you get up this morning?
I think I woke up like 6:45.
Is that what time you normally get up?
I popped up early this morning. I fell asleep a little early last night, so I just kind of popped up, and the sun's coming up so early right now. It kind of gets me out of bed.
What time do you normally get up?
Like 7:30 is my go-to. If I'm setting an alarm, that's when I put it for.
What time you go to bed?
10:30.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I try to rest.
9 hours.
Yeah, the training we do is pretty rough on the whole body. So
do you nap?
Yeah. Yeah.
Every day?
Yeah. Most days. I try to find a spot if I've got time between the morning and evening sessions.
So you got like a 1 p.m. nap time?
Yeah. Right after lunch, I'll eat, and then if I have enough, I go to sleep real quick.
Like a bear.
Yeah, dude. It's like, so to get ready for the Olympics, I kind of pushed all my clients over to the other guys on the team, and I quit doing my ceremony coaching job with the high school football team, and it was just full focus on weightlifting. So it gave me time to do things like nap, and then all of a sudden they got pushed back a year. So now I'm a
full-time napper.
Yeah, I'm a full-time nap guy.
Changed your life.
Yeah.
Olympics getting pushed back. Best thing that ever happened to you.
Yeah, that money's gonna run out quick, though. I think
about a year of naps.
I might need to pick up a client or two.
Did you eat breakfast?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you eat?
Every morning. So what I've done this week is I put some oats in a bowl with some water and some honey and some fruit, and I sit that in the fridge overnight, and then I make some eggs in the morning. So eggs and some fruity oatmeal was my go-to.
Do you eat the oatmeal cold?
Yeah, it's great out of the fridge, and when it's hot too, and the honey makes it real sweet, so it's pretty delicious.
So hot eggs and cold oatmeal.
Yeah.
Do you just after you cook the eggs? How many eggs?
I think I had 5 this morning. If I get the big brown ones, I'll only eat 4.
That seems reasonable.
Right.
Do you just pop it on top of that same bowl, mix it all together?
No, I'm a separate food guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what is delicious cold with hot eggs?
Tell me.
Is like your avocado. You can put it right on the same plate.
No.
And you spoon some cold avocado with your golden yellow eggs.
Oh.
Yeah, that's one of my other favorites.
The old California omelet.
Oh, yeah. I do the toast with some avocado toast. I'll dump my eggs on that sometimes.
Now, do you make coffee at home, or do you just like buy it from coffee shops or drink it at Cal Strength since it's always on deck there?
Yeah, we usually always have a pot of C&K brewing at the gym. So it's basically on tap without being on tap. It's on tap in our Mr. Coffee.
Yeah, there you go. So not usually you don't make coffee at home, then you normally make it down in the gym.
Yeah, my only home coffee day is probably Sunday, and that's I think we've talked about this before, but Sunday I've got this bad habit of like I'll fix like 6 cups of coffee and then drink it all before 11.
and just be sitting on the couch wired.
Yeah, doing nothing. I'll be like fully immersed in some stupid video game or like Rick and Morty or like, I don't know, just nothing. Just feeling that like way too much coffee buzz.
You know how I know that you don't brew coffee every day yourself is because right before we started recording, you said, "Hold on, I cooked some coffee. I got to go grab it."
Well, yeah, if you can burn it, then you're cooking, right?
I guess.
that was what I figured.
That makes sense. Oh, so what are you doing today? What do you got going on today?
So today, we're this comes with a long story because we're not training very seriously at Cal Strength right now. We since we have so much time before the Olympics, we went on like a really long like deload general physical fitness and repair kind of cycle. So basically every day we were just like, we'll go and do some field work, run around like speed, agility, quickness drills, like just general athleticism. And then we come to the gym and hit like push or pull, like chest and tries, back and bis, like just a general body part. We do a little bit of leg day, but we've essentially like cut out all weightlifting. So it's pretty fun. And it's very, it doesn't take a lot of like effort really, compared to like training.
Right.
Like when you're training every day, it's like, I have to get in here. I need to make like the majority or all of my lifts, and like everything kind of has a purpose and you have to be ready for it. For this, I feel like I can go and do and enjoy California a little bit for the first time since I moved here. Yeah. So today, this is why I told the story. Today, we're going to hit some push. So we're going to do some like bench and some triceps, and then we're going to go to the beach.
Oh, so you're going to get the beach muscles and then you're going to go.
Right. Let's say that's exactly how I suggest you go to the beach too. Like,
well, I think that, that's the only way anyone should go to the beach.
I'm going to wake up and hit bis or pecs and then straight to the beach. Maybe abs if you're needing to tighten up.
So if you could do anything, what would you be doing?
If I could do anything in the world
today, if you could do anything today, what would you be doing?
I think what I'm doing.
See, that is what I'm talking about. Like a lot of people don't have that answer.
Yeah, I think that like coming to the gym and like working out with my friends, and then we're all going to go to the beach and hang and do like we'll take the spike ball down there, bring a full Yeti cooler, and just hang, dude. And I'm pumped to be doing it.
No, that is awesome. That's big. A lot of people, you ask them what they're doing, what they would be doing, it's something different. And I never understood that. I'm like, why don't you just do that then?
Yeah, just
do that. Just go do it.
No, I've kind of always felt like that, just about what I'm doing. You know, I've got like I'm in school in college, and I thought I wanted to be a doctor because you know, my mom told me that that's good to do. And I do pre-med for like 3 years, and then I'm like thinking, I hate the hospital. Like it's my worst. Like I don't want to be there ever.
Nobody wants to be there
for any reason. It's the worst place on the whole planet.
Oh my God, the lights, the fluorescent lights.
You never
fucking
see
kidding
outside.
me?
It's terrible.
Oh my God, want no part of that.
Right. So I realized that my motivation to do it is almost none, and these classes are getting real hard. So I need to be motivated to like excel in those. Like I need to want to study and want to like bust my ass to do this major, and I don't. So I'm like, okay, what do I need to switch to where I can like still use these classes, kind of stay in the health. So I'd go to kinesiology, and I'm thinking I'm going to do physical therapy. So, and this is towards the end of my college, right? I'm running out of time.
So you're pre-med for a while.
Yeah. For probably 3.5 years. I did organic 1 and 2. I was pretty deep in before I switched it over. But I got C's, so I'm not that smart, but still I was trying. I was in there grinding.
There's doctors that got C's in college. That's how it works.
I guess. But so I realized that I didn't want to do it. There was, I didn't care about that. And I'm going to do PT. And this seems like cool because it's like working out, and I like to do that. And it helps people. It's kind of like a smart job a little bit. I feel good about it. So I'm doing this new major, and it's way easier because like I did all the hard stuff already. Now I'm just like doing this kinesiology major, and it's all stuff I like and I've learned in the gym and stuff. And I get to the point where I'm doing like volunteer hours. I have to like do like work studies with PTs and just like be around that. And I realized that sucks too. It's just a different doctor's office is all it is. And also, yeah, you get to work with some athletes and type thing, but most of the time it's 73-year-old Karen who broke her hip, Pretty geriatric. And then which they need help, obviously, right. Or nothing wrong with that. But passion. It wasn't what you were like going for. Right. For sure. It's not, I don't think they would, I don't think they'd resonate with my intensity, and passion for weight training. I don't think none of my grandparents would. So what'd you do? So you're nuts deep in PT school. Right. So I didn't. I was during undergrad still. Right. I took the test, I'm planning on going, I'm starting my applications. And then I kind of start thinking about it. I'm like, I don't want to do this. This sucks too. And, I was, fortunate enough to have a scholarship for my football in college, and I was getting like money back for my rent and stuff. And I'd saved up a little bit. So, I used that money to buy and start a gym. I knew a guy. There you go. Yeah. How much that cost you? I think I probably spent like $12,000 on equipment. And, then this guy I knew your life savings, my whole life savings. I had a smidge left, but just enough, just enough for beer. Yeah. But this guy knew he had a batting cage facility in Tennessee. You need somewhere to hit in the winter. So he's got this big facility, and they had a cage that was just like a junker cage that they just put all their junk in it for a while. And he told me he'd rent it to me for $300 a month. So it's like this is like 1,500, 2,000 square feet in the back of this facility for $300 a month. And I just like buy all that gym shit and plant it in there. And, you just, when you're in your hometown, you know enough people that like you and care about you that want to support, anything. So it was really easy to make my $300 bucks a month back.
Yeah. How much do you charge for gym memberships?
I was doing like the typical like CrossFit rates, like 100 to 150.
Were you coaching like classes, or is it just kind of come in and train?
Yeah, I did classes, but they were like, they were kind of personalized because people would almost like schedule like the times they wanted to come, just because it was a little bit of getting it off. It was a very small little operation. So I had like some big fellas like to come in at 6 and we'd do the 6, and then I'd work out after they were done. And then I had some mid-morning people that would come in. They, you know how people kind of have their crews like at the gym. And so, I had those crews, and we just kind of like would stay on top of it. And most people did the same workout, but it was also very like, it was pretty variable. And then I kind of like, I guess the people I knew, they had kids, too, in the area. So a lot of them wanted to bring their kids to me in the afternoon. So when they got off school, I had a little kids group, and we'd do sports. And at that same time, I happened to talk with this football coach at my alma mater in my high school, and he needed a strength and conditioning coach. So I jump on that. So now I've got my little gym. I'm running over to this high school doing their after school program, and I was just kind of hustling, but I was loving it. It was like a 6 to 8:30, 9 o'clock gig, but
you're enjoying it.
Loved it. And that was just like, it's not something your mom is going to ever tell you to do. Like, work all day, run your own gym, didn't know nothing about business. You know what I mean? Like, I just kind of was doing what I wanted. And then working out, I was just like, okay, let's try weightlifting. I get okay at that. And then I get this opportunity at Cal Strength. I'm like, well, shit, who gets an opportunity to move to California for work? So
you grew up in Tennessee. Was it so in town, or kind of like on a little farm on the outskirt of a town?
There's not that many farms in Knoxville where I'm from, but so how California's got a ton of little cities, right?
Yeah.
Right. So in Knoxville, it's more like the cities are real big, or in Tennessee, the cities are real big, and there's smaller towns within. So Knoxville's huge with a ton of little towns, with a bunch of little schools. I shouldn't say little because they're pretty normal size, but they're all within the city. So the city's got a little bit of everything. It's got suburbs.
A city, and then outside the city, there's not like a bunch of little towns outside the city. It's just like a bunch of farmland or open space and like ranches or whatever.
No, it's kind of all mixed up. Yeah, and it's Tennessee's pretty like. You
ever ride a horse?
It's rocky. Not. I've been on one a couple times, like camp and stuff, like growing up. Yeah. But no, I've not been on like a friend's horse. Yeah, because my friends didn't have horses.
Because he lived in Knoxville.
Right. But you've got
my drive up to the Caffeine warehouse this morning, I saw this horse in pasture on the side of the road, and I thought, I'm going to ask Wes if he's ever ridden a horse.
Yeah. Well, you've got those, like, there's a couple kids in our high school that did live on farms, or they're, kind of big time rednecks. And every now and then somebody would drive their horse to school.
Drive it.
Yeah. Well, they're operating it.
I think ride is you ride a horse. I'll have you drive it.
You have to tell it where to go.
That's true.
That horse ain't going to take you to school.
It might. It'll take you home.
It'll take you home. So you got to drive it to school, then you can ride it home.
So you randomly opened up a gym just for shits, and then how? So you got a tattoo on your leg, on your quad. What is that tattoo?
I've got basically two big dogs. It's there's a dog in the front and one in the back. They're kind of chasing each other.
Yeah,
covers most of my quad. I got that in college. I was a little bit younger, and that was something else my mom didn't really want me to do.
Were those your dogs?
No, they're just they're just kind of mean dogs.
You gotta let the big dog eat.
That's exactly right. And have you ever seen those really cool Celtic tattoos where it's like kind of like a noodle dog and one dog is like eating the other dog's tail or something?
Oh yeah.
So I see one of those. I'm like, what about that in like a real life version? And this dude had like some dog drawings that he had done, and they were badass looking. So I was like, yeah, that's it. And And
so they're not. It's not like it was your dog.
No. Now I kind of wish that I had the Celtic version. I think would have been better looking back. But
when people ask you what they mean, sometimes.
I tell them always fighting.
Yeah, you know,
because they're just going for it.
I was going for it. You know what I say? Sometimes people I actually don't say this, but I saw that it was a tweet and I thought it was funny. So I'm gonna act like I say it though. Okay. You know what I say? Sometimes people are like, "Hey, what do your tattoos mean?" And I just look at them and go, "They mean I'm fucking cool." Okay.
It's true though, right?
Yeah, whatever.
like when I got him, I was like, "Oh, this is badass. It means something super cool." Now it's just like a picture on my leg that kind of like. I think it looks kind of cool.
No, it looks cool. Yeah.
You know,
well, you were setting up. You didn't even know it at the time, but it's the perfect weightlifter. Like weightlifters and wrestlers, it's singlet, right? Like you got a singlet tattoo. Like wrestlers and weightlifters always get tattoo right on their quads. It like pokes out the bottom of your singlet. It's that thing.
Yeah, it's perfect competition attire tattoo.
Yeah.
So
looking
back, I nailed it.
yeah. Look, your mom. Every decision you made, your mom didn't approve of. I mean, you came out on top. The gym thing worked out. The tattoo works out. You know. So maybe she'll listen to this, and
she'll. All good.
Yeah. So you're lifting weights. You just kind of like fucked around and cleaned 220 kilos off some blocks, and then around that time, Dave just called you. Or like how'd the cal strength, like you said you got an opportunity. Did you reach out or did somebody just call you and say, "Hey, big strong guy, I see you doing goofy shit, but you don't really know what you're doing." Like how'd this go down? How'd you end up at Cal Strength? Did you watch the Cal Strength videos? Were you like aware of Cal Strength?
No, I was completely unaware that Cal Strength existed, unfortunately.
You didn't know that what you were doing was impressive? I
didn't even know, like... You know, most people like kind of find it on YouTube or like they have some like dudes that they watch that like kind of like got them going. My drive and motivation all came from football. I just got a passion for training and getting strong from like my sports background. So when I was doing like CrossFit stuff and snatch and clean and jerk were a big part of it. Yeah. Like I just like found my passion in that. So I'd always train the strengths like aspects of CrossFit. And, I'd still do my little Metcons or whatever. But, I was just addicted to like these strength movements, these Olympic lifts. And I just kept doing them and I was getting okay at them. I still had like the CrossFit base and I tried out for the grid league.
Oh, grid.
Mm-hmm. I made a grid team. Rob Blackwell was on a grid team. Mm-hmm. Rob Blackwell sees this, this kind of like raw weightlifter type dude that doesn't really know what's going on. And I think he probably peeped my Instagram a little bit and saw that I really didn't know what was going on. And I told Dave that this guy's like a pretty good athlete, but he just is just guessing. So that was when, he asked if I wanted to talk with Dave and got on the phone. I came out for a weekend and then
Dave watched you lift and then said, "How would you like to go to the Olympics?"
Kind of. He said I could.
And you thought, well, that sounds promising.
That sounds cool. But at that time, even like kind of talking about it, it just seemed like it didn't seem super real. And it wasn't until after, you remember I came out in 2016, that was an Olympic year. And my role initially was to come out and push Spencer Norman to get him ready for the Olympics. And he didn't make it back from Canada. He decided to stay. And
that's right.
He was investing in a love interest, which, that's fine. Yeah, I was chasing passions of my own, so you can't fault him there. Yeah. But then I just got thrown head first into this like qualification gauntlet where I'm like trying to get an international meet in. So we have to go qualify for this meet in Russia. I go down there, do pretty good. And then we've got
Russia's down there?
Yeah, and we went down there, up there.
Maybe over there?
East or west.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. That's what I've always said that. That's the great thing about Russia. You just got to go.
You'll get there.
You'll get there. Yeah.
Yeah. But we go there and it went well. And then the Olympic trials count as the second international meet I need to be eligible. And I ended up winning the 105 category there. And I'm like on the way, I'm filling out these forms that are in case I make it to the Olympics. And I think it was at that point I realized that, okay, this is a real thing. And I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to reach this crazy goal that people invest their whole life in. And I'm like 2.5 or 3 years deep in this sport. So, and that's why I wasn't like mentally prepared to like be an Olympian or like even like I wasn't even considering it because I've not even been in this sport. I've just been like dicking around in my weightlifting gym that I've made up myself.
Well, and the thing, weightlifting is it's fucking hard training. Like it's not really it's a hard life training weightlifting. So, I think it's a pretty common assumption, or at least it's my assumption, that most people that are pursuing weightlifting is just because you're not good at anything else.
Well, I was getting to that point in my life where I was running out of things I was good at.
well, obviously, why else would you be pursuing weightlifting at a high level? And otherwise, it makes no sense.
Right. It was football's over, so I'm going to just work out for I don't know why. And, and all of a sudden, I'm good at something again.
Yeah, which it's fun to be good at stuff.
Yeah, and I've really enjoyed my time out here in California. So,
So now that you've been at California Strength for a while, do you ever watch any of the old Cal Strength videos now? Because the only reason I bring them up again is I hear about them all the time. Like I'm at an event wherever, and people are always like, "Hey man, like I remember like watching you in the old Cal Strength videos." Like somebody brings up the old Cal Strength videos to me probably like twice a month. And so being out there, if you don't, it's fine. Just kind of curious if you ever like, what the fuck's everyone talking about? And go back and watch a little bit.
Yeah, I think everybo's watched Donnie Shankle's Stronger Than You.
Oh yeah, I
think everybody's seen that one, including myself. So, I wasn't really here for the old Cal Strength videos. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Because when I got here, it was kind of empty. We were running out of lifters
between crews, between crews. Yeah.
So it was like when they talk about the old videos, it's not, I wouldn't be going back to watch myself. It'd be like the John and Donnie and Caleb.
Way more fist fights back then than there are now.
Which is a shame.
more cigarettes being smoked in training also. Did you know that those guys had they'd like between snatch and clean and jerks, they'd like go out back, smoke some cigarettes, come back in.
John and Donnie's smoking pit. Yeah, I know about that one.
That's fucking wild. So you mentioned earlier the kind of NFL guys, how they're all so much taller than than us. Yeah. But in fairness, taller than most people. So, so is that interesting? Like sometimes those guys like training with them and watching them, like, because it's guys like, Von Miller's out there this year. I mean, but classically it's Kiko Alonso, Zach Ertz, Austin Hooper. I mean, we're talking guys that like, are catching touchdown passes in the Super Bowl type thing, right? Or making big time stops on defense. Yeah. So being out there in that environment, do sometimes you look at these guys and you're thinking like, fuck man, like I wish I would have put more effort into football? Or are you thinking like, man, like this is great, these guys are cool, but you know what? Actually, like I'm way better at weightlifting and maybe that's cool, right? I don't know, just like, you ever have like a moment where you're working with these guys and you kind of think like, oh, like what's that like, I guess? Yeah.
Well, man, I love playing football for sure. And that's like I would have played it as long as I could, like no doubt. So when I see him, like there is that, like I'm definitely envious. Like I wish I could be out there doing what they're doing. You ever do the drills with them and like kind of feel like maybe you could hold your own a little? Well, so right now we're doing them. We're going out there and no. It was actually better before you did the drills with them, because in your head you're like, oh, I keep up with these motherfuckers. Well, and then you actually try and run with them. You're like, oh, this is not. Well, we're so specific, with the weightlifting, and we've been at these drills for, probably 2 weeks. So I'm getting fast again. And like, I feel like I can move, but that first day out there, dude, I'm watching them like go, and my body feels so heavy on my knees. Like there was like, I'm just jogging through these things, just trying to move my body again. Cause when you're weightlifting, it takes extreme specificity to be good at weightlifting. Like you have to do it all the time. You can't like try to be good in all these things, but it really makes it hard to go run. And, probably
it's those extra 4 kilos. Blame the IWF.
Well, dude, I played ball at 225. When you're not 6 feet tall, you don't weigh 245. You're not supposed to weigh 250.
Well, when you're 5'7" running out there as a fullback,
it's just a load, man. So I'm pretty heavy on my feet, and now I'm feeling better. I feel good right now.
Nimble.
I'm getting more nimble now.
There you go.
But yeah, I mean, these dudes are like as specific as I am at weightlifting. They are at football. So
yeah,
and just even if I got to where I was as fast as I was and faster than these guys, I still like stopping, turning. You know what I mean? There's all these other skills, and then like their game, like their ability to play the game, like. But just, I mean, like going back to your question, it's so cool to be around these dudes. Like when
they're the nicest fucking guys.
That's the thing, is like you see these dudes on TV and you see them ripping other athletes' heads off and like being very intense, and they're huge, massive dudes. They're all, for the most part, very wealthy. But then they come to this gym and then they're just slumming it with me. We've got this
they're just people. Everyone's just people. There's regular dudes. Yeah.
Why is Von Miller showing up to this old beater of a gym in San Ramon, California? I don't know. He sees something special in it, and that's why I'm still here too.
Yeah, and that dude's been naked on the cover of magazines.
Dude, he's played the NFL for like 10 years.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, I actually I set him down because me and Jake Baker have been doing a little bit of a podcast, and Dave's hey, ask Vaughn to come in, ask him a couple questions. I was like, all right. So I set him down, and we started by talking about the MJ documentary, the new. That thing's awesome. But anyways, I asked him, like, going into your 10th year, you're kind of like MJ in your position. You're one of the best that's ever done it. Like, what's your motivation to keep coming back after your set? And he's just like reeling off these like these awesome answers, and like to be sitting down and like having a conversation with Vaughn, it was just so cool. And like, and we're boys when he comes in the gym. It's always like me trying to figure out what handshake he's going to do and messing it up, which is fun. It's part of the fun. But yeah, I mean, he's just super cool, down to earth, like nice dude. And he's even shy. Like, when he first comes in, he's like, you can tell he's like seeing us lift weights.
You're in a new place, right? Like different environment, like anybody going into a new place.
Exactly. But you think these NFL dudes are just like these crazy
swinging dicks.
Yeah. Which probably, but
seems reasonable. I'm the guy's 6'8" or whatever.
Yeah. It has to be comparable.
You'd think.
but yeah, I mean, he's just a normal dude. And same thing with like Kiko is, and Kiko really well as well.
Oh, Kiko's great.
He's like he's such a bro, dude. And he likes to hang, and he's so nice and funny. Like, he's just the dude,
So with the Olympics getting pushed back to 2021, what other dreams and plans do you have that have been put on hold?
So originally, the plan, I forced my wife to move out to California. For
There's worse places to force people to move, by the way.
There's worse things, and that's what I kept telling myself as I drug her away from her family and friends to watch me lift weights. Something I wasn't even good at, that I'd only done for 2.5 years. I was like, yeah, let's go. Come on. It'll be fun. I know you don't have a job out there or friends or family, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So anyways, it was a 4-year deal. I was going to bring her out here, and then we're going to make one Olympic run and then go back. So obviously with the Olympics being pushed back a year, our plan to move home got pushed back a year.
You bought another year.
Well, yeah. Kind of, but
thank God for COVID.
I don't think that's going to be a no strings attached year.
Oh yeah, you might have to pay for this one later.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to suffer a little bit. There's no way I can come out of this clean. So
okay, a question for you here. It might sound a little awkward, but just stick with me. What why aren't you better
at weightlifting?
Yeah, like what will it take? Like, why aren't you better? What are you gonna do to get better?
Well, I'm pretty critical, so I could make a pretty good list of all the things I do wrong. You could always eat better, especially me. I could always have better nutrition. You could always recover better. And
what do you think's like that? What's low hanging fruit? Like, what's like the number one thing you could do to get better?
Dude, I don't know. I don't know if there's low hanging fruit left, man.
They're all high hanging fruit now.
Well, I do, I'm going to give myself a couple compliments real quick, but I do work really hard. Any program that Dave throws at me, I'm going to do the whole thing as hard as I can. I'm going to hold myself accountable to make every lift. And even I don't have much of a life outside of the gym. I'm kind of a pain in the ass at home because I work so hard here and I want to be good when I come to the gym.
Right. So,
on the weekends, we don't take trips or I'm lame. I just park on the couch. I put a lot into this, and that, even I give myself a hard time about the way I eat, but dude, I meal prep every week. I'm on the grill, like chicken, steak, rice, vegetables. I'm really,
maybe the answer is what will it take is just more time, right?
Yeah, more time, more work, and I'm willing to keep putting it in, and I'm willing to give it, 3 more years. I want to do another little quad too, so I'm going to keep grinding at it. But
well, I think that I kind of asked. I think a lot of people ask you probably because of the success you've had, how did you do, or how did you get good, or what got you to where you are type thing, right? But I like to always try to get better at everything I do, right? And so I know you do too. So it's kind of like, all right, well, instead of what got you here, the real question is why aren't you better than you are now? Right. What's it going to take?
Right. And the truth is all the easy stuff got me here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I worked out every day. Yeah. I worked out twice a day when I was home, that was easy for me. I learned how to eat better, but then, I found a coach, which is pretty low hanging fruit. Then I moved across the country to be with this coach.
He's starting to reach a little higher now.
Right. You know what I mean? And then when I got here, I started learning, watching Rob, Rob, he's a very elite snatcher, especially in his heyday as an 85, snatching 60, 164. So I'm watching every snatch Rob takes because I didn't have a very good grip on the snatch. I didn't really understand. Just trying to learn from him, learn from the guys that are here, learn from Dave. So, it was a lot to get to this point. And, weightlifting gets exponentially harder as you get better. You start running out of fruit. You keep grabbing for the easy shit. And then all of a sudden it's you're still hungry, but there's no fruit down here.
Yeah. And then you're just trying not to fall off the ladder.
Dude. And that's the thing, this past year was it's kind of a rough one. We're doing this very stringent qualification process. We have to do all these competitions. You have to score these Roby points. Do you know about it at all? Have you looked at? Yeah. So it's, basically 6 meets over a year and a half. 4 of them matter more than anything in the whole world. So, in the midst of all this, I have to get a cyst pulled out of my wrist for some stupid reason, a month out from Worlds. And then along with the pain that I had prior to the surgery and the weakness I had post-op, I get a little funky overhead. So, now I'm dealing with those imbalances still. And,
but the bright side is now you can actually get the bar behind your head.
Right. In a straight line almost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is, and there's always like weightlifting, you'll lift good for a season, a point of time. And then, one of your wheels, maybe it doesn't fall off, but you break a spoke. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
Your bearings get rusty. Like something happens and you have to go to work on this wheel to get your wagon, rolling again. And then you can hopefully make some more progress. But it's frustrating, man, being like feeling stagnant, especially, like you said, like being highly motivated to improve, like getting still and having to work on your wheels and not being able to like move forward is just like immensely frustrating. And I'm always looking, trying to find some more fruit, but it's rough. It's rough out here.
You need more time, and maybe you'll end up with a bigger ladder.
Yeah. Maybe I need to build the ladder.
Maybe build the ladder.
Reach the fruit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
We got like 5 metaphors just working together right now.
Well, yeah, you put them all together, and none of them make sense. It's perfect.
The ladder's on the wagon.
The ladder, So someone's going to be telling someone else about this conversation. I heard Wes, and it's like weightlifting is low hanging fruit, so he's on a step ladder because he's not even quite 6 foot. And then the fucking wagon wheel breaks, right? And so you're fixing the wagon wheel and you're reaching for this fruit and there's nothing there, There it is. So
where the hell's the horse?
Well, so he drives a horse to the gym to cook some coffee. All right, stay with me. So you've traveled a little bit. What's your favorite through weightlifting? What's your favorite country you've been to, and why?
So probably the country I'd most likely go back to like visit and enjoy would be Germany. We had a camp. We had a camp in Germany, and we saw a little bit of Heidelberg, which is this like super old town. It's got a castle. Like that's how old it is. They had castles and I think dragons. The dragons are dead now.
Well, they slayed them. They slayed them all.
Yeah,
the knights did.
they had real knights, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But Heidelberg, Germany was really cool. And then honestly, we did that little competition in Tokyo, the practice Olympics or whatever. Tokyo is incredible, dude. Like the city is so clean.
I don't think you could have named 2 opposite cities.
Right?
Like Tokyo and Heidelberg are probably completely right. Like the one's old, like used to have dragons and castles. And then there's Tokyo, which is skyscrapers and dragons.
And what's so crazy about that is the reason I forgot that we did the Tokyo one. I was talking about Heidelberg. I was talking about how old it was. And then I remembered the ancient Japanese
Tokyo's old as shit
samurai stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So when we were there, we went to the Edo temple, which was like this, which is basically a Japanese castle. And they had samurais. So samurais are even older actually than knights. I don't know if you knew that.
It makes sense.
I think that's true.
I don't know. I'm not a history major. Sounds good to me. You heard it here first.
But they had real samurais, which is crazy. Like, conceptually, do you understand samurais are real?
Yeah.
That's always seemed like make-believe to me. The guys
samurais, knights, dragons. I got it all, man.
That just seemed make-believe, all of it to me. And then you're in Heidelberg, Germany, you see knights. And in Tokyo, you see what are they?
Samurai.
It's
wild.
It doesn't seem real because our country is like, 300 years old?
Oh, not even.
So
we still got another 57 years to make it that far.
Our ancient people are just pilgrims.
Yeah. I know. It's so funny. It's like you go to New Orleans and like you can go to a bar in New Orleans that was in the exact same spot. Like that bar existed there before the United States was a country, or when it was still French territory or whatever, like before the Louisiana Purchase. And you're like, oh, that's wild. And it's like, a couple hundred years ago. It's not really a big deal. Like build a house in the woods, don't touch it. It'll probably be there in a couple hundred years. Right. So it's not really that impressive.
And I just feel like in the United States, you don't see a castle.
No,
we don't have any.
No, not like old ones.
In Germany, there's these super crazy old, like rundown castles from like these night battles and these little territory wars where people are like tearing down these forts, and they had a moat, dude.
Yeah.
It was a castle with a moat.
Yeah.
So
it's a real thing. It's not from fairy tales.
Right. So when you actually see them, it's like, oh, that's really cool. And maybe that's my fault for not like getting into these history topics more in depth when, you just gotta
start watching Drunk History. You ever watch Drunk History?
I've seen a couple episodes. I've not gotten too deep in.
No, it's fantastic. So next, I've got a few questions here. Kind of go through them. What's the what's the worst decision you've ever made?
The worst decision? Oh man.
You gonna pass? All right, here, or if this one's easier, maybe. What's your biggest failure? I could say, what's your biggest failure, and would you learn from it, or how'd you?
One thing I tell people, especially younger athletes, is that I wish I was more confident coming out of high school. I think that I could have maybe walked on at a better school and ended up with the same or a better opportunity. Because coming out of high school, I'd only played football for 3 years at that time. And for whatever reason, I felt like I should go play in college, despite having played soccer for 12 years or something.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm looking at these schools. I'm not getting a lot of interest, but we knew the strength and conditioning coach up at UT. My family did. So I went to a UT workout. I talked to this guy, showing him my film, and he looks at it and he's like, man, I mean, your film looks good. If you try out for our team, you'll definitely make the team. But, you might play next year or you might never play. And, without having confidence and not feeling, like a desirable athlete, I felt like I would just go out there and wash out. I was too intimidated to really go for it. And playing for UT Knoxville is like a dream when you grow up in Knoxville. And this guy's telling me I've got an opportunity and I just don't have the balls to go for it. So that's one thing that I wish I had done. I don't know. People like to say that, no regrets, whatever you do, own it and be happy with your decision. But I think that it's better to learn from your mistakes. Yeah. And being able to share this with kids, I coached at that high school. And when, kids would ask me or we'd talk about, what schools they should consider, I was like, dude, go to the biggest one you can get onto. Take your biggest swing and you're not going to regret that for sure.
Yeah, that's great, man. That's it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and this so I've got a friend from Knoxville. He's actually in town staying with me right now. His name's TJ Stormont, but he started off his college career at an NAIA school. I think Old Dominion or something, and he hated it. He went there and it sucked, and he was thinking about quitting ball, and then he decided that maybe he'll look at transferring, and he transfers up to a better school. I think it was 1AA, plays pretty good there. Transfers up to Colorado State, which is a single A school.
Yeah,
plays great there, and then grad transfers over to TCU, and he's about to start his final year at this awesome single A school. And I mean, he chose TCU, but he was on the phone with LSU. He's talking to SEC schools. He's trying to navigate okay, where can I get sure playing time? Where can I demonstrate my abilities? But anyways, he landed on TCU. He loves it there, and he's about to do his last season. And he's looking five rounds or better in the draft already. And this is a guy that he had to go NAIA. Nobody wanted him out of high school. And it was just because he's a huge guy. Obviously he's playing, I didn't tell you, he plays offensive line, but he's a massive dude. And just out of high school, he's a little young, and those big guys take time to grow into their body. Just nobody was, willing to invest in him at that time. And then he just kept leveling up. And I think that's so cool. And, I wish that I had done something like that, had a little more confidence and really went for it.
Now, if someone, we'll do this real quick. What are you most proud of?
Man, that it's a toss up probably between my first Pan American Championship and the Pan Am Games win. And I say that the Pan Am Championships, the first time I won it was the first time, so it felt amazing. It felt really good. But I honestly should have won it the year before, which made it not quite as sweet. You know what I mean? I had an opportunity the year before and I blew it. But at Pan Am Games,
got a little sleepy,
dude. Yeah. We don't talk about that one.
You went down like a sack of bricks.
Yeah. Because at that time I wasn't. This is my second Pan Am Championships, and I still didn't have a very good grasp of the jerk. I'm probably under 4 years into the sport. I'm trying to win this Continental Championship and still learning how to jerk. On my second attempt, I've got an opportunity to put it away, get lightheaded, drop the bar. Then on the third attempt, being a very immature and undisciplined athlete, because I don't really know better, I just pull it as hard as I can.
Yeah.
Absolutely houseless bar. I'm way behind it. It lands right on my throat, and I stand up, and then I go to bed.
Yeah.
So I pass out. I don't even get to try to make the jerk for.
That was what started your proclivity for napping.
Yeah,
that's what kicked off your desire to take naps every day. You're choking right there on the platform, and I was watching it actually. I watched it live here at Caffeine and Kilos at the warehouse. We had it on the big screen, and then he looks sleepy.
Yeah, it was probably majorly disappointing.
Well, Wes, it's more. I didn't look at it that way. It's okay. First of all, you're not the first person it's ever happened to. Anyway, and then plus talk about sweet comeback is coming back the next year and winning it anyway, and then winning the games after that. So it's all good.
Well, and when you're bad at something and you're just in training, or you're getting by, you're winning nationals, American Open, you don't feel that bad at something. You know what I mean? I felt I knew that it was a weak spot, but I felt okay about it. But when I go to this Pan Am's and blow this championship opportunity, this huge opportunity I had, because I'm weak in an area, it made it feels really serious at that point. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It feels like a hindrance instead of just something I'm bad at. So that, motivated me to go to work on it.
And wrapping it up, so basically what I'm most proud of is your Pan Am Championships, the first one, because you never forget your first, and a little comeback, and then the games win. So that's awesome, man.
Yeah. The games was a special one just because of the comeback. I was down so far in the snatch, and those are tough, when you're getting your butt kicked, and I'm proud of that performance.
That's awesome, man. Now Wes, so people, if they want to watch one of your biggest lifts or watch something, is that your Instagram, or should they look you up on YouTube? Where can they go to watch you lift, or just learn more about you?
Man, I've got a lot of projects going right now. My most current stuff, is on my Instagram at Wesley Kitts 22. Basically I post lifts as I do them to my Instagram, so you can keep up with my training and what's just going on around the gym on Instagram. We also have a little YouTube channel. Cal Strength posts our training stuff, and then I do a vlog on my personal YouTube channel, and that's just Wes Kitts on YouTube.
Kitts has 2 T's.
Kitts does have 2 T's.
So there you go. At Wesley Kitts 22 on Instagram, or look up Wesley Kitts on YouTube, or just go to his Wikipedia page and learn everything you can in 2 paragraphs.
Yeah, and Wes doesn't have any T's. So Kitts has 2, Wes has 0.
Keep that straight. That's important.
People mess that up. It is important. And then, dude, I just we haven't released any of it. We're gonna drop it on June 1st. But I've been working on a podcast, the Be Somebody podcast.
I'm stoked,
dude. It's been really fun.
June 1st, Be Somebody podcast.
Yep, we've had Kiko on. We've got a little interview with Vaughn. Me and Jake have told some poop stories. One of our lifters, Madison, was on it. But anyways, it's been a blast. I love doing this stuff. So.
You want to hear conversations with NFL players or conversations about shit? That's the place to go.
We've got it all. All of it's those two things.
Hey, Wes, thanks a lot. Appreciate that. This episode being our first, never forget your first guest here on Between Sets, GSC Between Sets. So, Wes, great talking to you. I should have you as a guest more just so we can talk.
Dude, I'll come on anytime.
Awesome. Sounds good.
This podcast or this little microphone thing is easy. I'll come out, dude. I'll come out sometime.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful. Let's do it. Let's set that up.
All right, dude. Sounds good.
All right, Wes. Thanks a lot, man.
All right, man. See ya.
See ya.